Okay guys, in this video we are going to see how to throw the error from service. Okay, so if you see here, we have done this API already. So this, if anyone does not know what this API is doing, you can refer my previous videos. It is like a simple login API. Okay, so in the controller, I am having some request which gets the email and the password. I hope so. In this class, I am having email and password. This email and password will be received from the front end, and this will go to the service layer for validation. Okay, so here what I'm doing is I'm just returning a boolean value. It may be true or false. Okay, so now instead of throwing false, I will throw the error like this. So I will show you, throw new exception like this. I will return here, and here I will mention as please provide proper details. Actually. Okay, so this is how we can do it. So what this will do, this will throw the error from service to the controller, but whenever, as you know, as per the Java basis, if you want to return the error, we have to declare with the throws exception. This is the Java standard. Okay, so now whenever we are calling this method, either it may return true or it may return false, or it may return the error actually. Okay, this is what the definition. But whenever we are calling this method, it should also handle the error. So in order to do that, what I am going to do, I am going to use this try catch concept to handle the error here as per the Java standard. Okay, and one more thing, as we all know, this is not just Java standard. One more thing, we need to send the response from our application to the client. Okay, so that scenario also we need to handle. As it is server application, it is must that we should also send the error. So for that, what I'm going to use, I will copy this response. I'm going to create some common global object for this function alone, and this else portion we are handling now, this I will remove it. So instead what I am going to do, I will remove this as well. I will remove this as well, this one also. One second, I will just do a little code cleanup here. Okay, and this one and this one is not needed. Fine. So here I will put like this, which means this scenario I will put it here inside the catch. So now, as you can see here, this will call this login method. If any exception comes, it goes to the exception block. If any success scenario, it goes to the success scenario. Like this, it will work. And one more thing, as we all know, if it is exception, it is mostly the bad records. So I can go for this scenario as well. So this is how we can simply create a simple response and all these things actually. Okay, so here we are having a response.set message and response.bad requests, which helps us to set the request in the body actually. Okay, so here this is specifically for only for the error response, not for the success will handle by this scenario, but error can be handled here. But one more thing here, I can put this one instead of this one, because we have to send the proper error message, right? This one. Okay, so now you may ask question like, what is the advantage of using this type of implementation? Okay, so here we are having a response.set message, which helps us to set the error and everything is fine. But by implementing this try catch, the first scenario is we are already returning error from the service, so this will be handled by this exception. Apart from this, inside this function, if you have any other issues like database connection is failure or any other issues comes, that will also be handled by the this try catch syntax. Okay, so it is not like handling the error which we are creating. Apart from this, if that application has any issues in the flow, in this flow, that will also be handled by the exception. Okay, so if it is this scenario, we can go for this implementation, which is called try catch. Okay, so now we will see whether it is working fine or not. So go to the our postman, and I am giving a email is correct email, password is wrong password, and check whether are we getting a proper error message. Okay, as you can see here, please provide proper details. This is coming from the service, and that service will throw the exception, and that exception will be handled by the controller, and that controller will receive the exception message, and we will get the 400 bad request. And let's go for a success scenario, and you are correct, welcome. Okay, so now what I am going to do, I will create a one more error which is not expected, which means I am not passing this one. So now what will happen, null pointer exception will come. The reason why we are getting null pointer exception, because if we go to the login validate, we have this email which we are not sending, but we are trying to equals it. But now as it is null come here, it will throw the null pointer exception. So now if I send this request, as you can see here, we will get the null pointer exception. So in case if I am not using the try catch in the controller, here we will get the big error. It's like a different error, exception will come. But as we are using a try catch exception, still we are getting the error, but it has to throw the proper exception to the UI. It is instead of throwing the dump error to the front end, we are throwing a proper error to the application. Okay, so this is simply we can able to suppress error, or we can say to handle the error we need to use the try catch in our application, as well as if we want to handle the throw the error, that will also be handled by the service layer. It's like a customized error actually. Okay.